Hello again, students. The purpose of this video is to walk through both of the website interfaces that we're going to be using in this course, just as an example to make sure you know how to get around. Now, as I pointed out in another video, what I see on my screen in Blackboard is probably different, maybe very different than what you see on your screen. I cannot do a student view, so I don't know how to help you sometimes, but we're going to walk through it anyway. There are several pages that we will actually use on a regular basis. Announcements is one of them. The information posted here on announcements will also be posted on the Wix website, but additional materials will show up here. And that will be things that come up in the semester. So if we have, I don't know, electrical problems and the site is down, or we have an event on site that delays the courses, I will be posting those kinds of announcements here. Also, whenever things change, if we move an assignment back, or we add an additional part to the assignment, or we give you a chance maybe to rework an old assignment. Those kind of announcements will show up here. So you really want to track this section. When you come, if you look and the latest announcement has unit whatever on it, you'll know the material is also found on the website because I do those ahead of time. But if you see something else, and I'll try to mark them in red, then it's something that was not planned and it will show up here. Now, I understand that there's a way for you to subscribe to this page and then get email notification when new items are added here. I don't know how to do that. So my suggestion is that you come here first every week and look and see what's on the announcements. And I would suggest you do that more than once a week. Other than announcement, there is a syllabus page, and you can find my syllabus everywhere. So, and this one is more the university syllabus, what their requirements are. This is not a lot of detail, except for when you get down here to assignments and grades, you're going to want to review that. Actually, you're going to want to read the whole syllabus and read it carefully because you're going to have a quiz on it this first unit. There's also an assignments tab. Now, this one does not have a whole lot of information here. The assignments will just show up, but the basic purpose of them being listed here is they provide a convenient way for you to click and access wherever the assignment is. Let me go back. For instance, the discussion board. That's where it belongs. So this provides you links to those assignments. The other thing you're going to want to look at is gradebook. I can't show you that because what I see is everybody's grades. So you're going to have to, I'm going to rely on you guys to let me know if you can't find the gradebook, then perhaps it's something I've done, the grade center. It's perhaps something I've done here or something I need to turn on. So please let me know. But you really want to look at the grade center regularly. Now, there's a couple of things there that are important. First, you'll, of course, be checking your grades, but there will also be a place when you submit material that I provide feedback. The way our course works, every thing we do, every assignment, for instance, all of the reading reflection assignments add up together in order to get you to the end of the course. So if you write a reading reflection, you want to read my feedback because that will help you do a better job on the next one or do a better job on your final paper. So be sure, go to Gradebook and look for my individual feedback on your assignments because it will help you improve your grades over the semester. So again, Blackboard is for assignments, overviews, and grading. The materials can all be found at the website. And here's the link to it here. It's drbiamaya.wixsite.com/IDS300W. So you should always be able to find it here. I would suggest you bookmark it, and then you can get to it easy throughout the semester. So this is kind of the interface that is out there for the website. On the front page, down the right side, there are 4 things you can look at. My resume, if you care about that. The syllabus, which is the same one listed in Blackboard. A calendar, which I kind of like because it shows holidays. It shows when units are happening. Like you're like, oh, when is unit 5? Well, it's this week because it's right out here in the margin. And then your due dates. What's due on September 9th, O3WS, and the second part of this discussion board assignment. What's due on November 4th, the first part of a discussion board assignment, and a quiz. So you should be able to use this calendar as well as the one in Blackboard to see that, well, this one will help you because you'll be able to see what's upcoming. So that's the resume, the syllabus, the calendar, and then down at the bottom, just if you care, you can find out a little bit more about me, who I am, where I've worked, a little bit about what my educational background, and just, tidbits about who I am. And then to navigate, you go to the top of the page every time, and there is a home button there. The most important part, though, is this class schedule. So every week, or every unit, because some units span a couple of weeks, we have holidays sprinkled throughout. So you'll see here, you can kind of see from the dates how this works. You will click on that, and you get a page that you can actually print nicely. And the way to do that, I am using a Chrome browser. I can't tell you what browser you're going to use, how it's going to work, but I do Control P, and I get a very nice one-page printout. If I want to keep these on paper, it's easy to do. They print out nicely. But this gives you a brief overview of what we're going to look at for the unit. It lists the unit objectives, and then it has a checklist telling you what all you need to do. No, every week, every unit is not going to be this long. This one is a little long, I totally admit it, but it's not overwhelming when you get into it. For instance, some of these videos this video is 3 minutes long. You should be able to handle that okay. Not only is it a checklist that it's not interactive, but if you print this out on paper, you can mark your little checks on it, but it's also hyperlinked. So if you want to watch the presentation, which I presented, you can click here and it will take you straight to it. If you want to watch my video set for Unit 1, click here. If you want to read, I say that like you have a choice. I need you to do the readings as well. Click here and you can get to that reading. The class syllabus, I've given it to you a lot of different ways. Click here for that. Another supplemental reading, pretty short, pretty straightforward, but really helpful. Click. So that's kind of the way you work through it. I try to do the ones in a reddish color that are assignments that need to be submitted. So you have 2 assignments that you need to submit for Unit 1, and they are both due September 3rd. You can see it at the top of the page. One of those is a quiz over the syllabus, and I will tell you right now, it is super simple. Not only that, you get 3 tries at it. So it's very short, very straightforward. I really am just trying to get you to interact, to make sure that you're into Blackboard, that you know how to submit an assignment, those kind of things. So it's a freebie. You're going to get good points. This will be your best grade of the semester. Hopefully you'll all get 100s on that one. But I also want you to do a discussion board assignment. Again, this is an assignment, so you will go back to Blackboard in order to do that. Everything else is found here. All right, I'm going to scroll to the top and go back home. And let's see what else the website provides for us. Here is the announce page. So again, you can click on that if you want to print this out, but it's the same announcement that's in Blackboard. And these are the ones I do ahead of time, so I will not bother to post things like power outages or storm delays. Any of that kind of information you will find strictly on Blackboard. This one is the announcements that I have planned out for the units planned ahead. The about is just that same about page about me, Dr. Amaya. Resources, I might point you over here for a couple of reasons. For instance, here I have gone through the textbook and pulled out all of the outcomes, introductions, and summaries and put them in one nice long document. The beauty of this is if you get lost in the fluff, you're down to chapter 8 and you can't remember where to go back and look at something specific. PDFs online, they're searchable. So this is a really nice way for you to do something like Control F and find a word like literature search. Okay, you can see that phrase happens 21 times on the page, and there's the first one. Click the down arrow, full-scale literature search. Click it again. Full-scale literature search, conducting the search. Okay, so again, you were in chapter 8 and didn't know where to go. You use this document to find your way through the textbook because it's searchable. It's really, really nice. So that's just an additional resource that I've provided. For those of you who are going with the electronic textbook, there are a couple of tables that you cannot read or cannot read well on your devices. Table 2.2 is one of those. When you look at this long table on your device, not even a magnifying glass can rescue that. It's not readable. So if I find things that I have required you to read from the textbook, but they are unreadable on electronic devices, I will try to recreate them here for you. Finally, and there will be more, I will add to this, but the final example that I have already is for one of the workshop assignments, number 6 workshop, and it is a data sheet. I ask you to fill out a data sheet. Well, I'm giving you one, and this one is actually interactive. You can't interact with it online, but what you can do is download it, and then you click to fill in the blanks. And that's a whole lot better than you trying to figure out how to do a nice table like this on your own. You are welcome to do that, but you are also welcome to use this document, fill in the blanks, click the submit button, attach it to your assignment, and that will help you get that assignment done easier. So it's that kind of thing that I will be providing here. Also, I will try to provide links to all of the videos, and this is basically so that you can come back to them at a later time and review some material that you've already seen before. So this is a page that will certainly grow as I add videos and links to it. One other thing I wanted to point out, I'm going back to Unit 1, and I have this link to a Prezi Next presentation. Instead of PowerPoints, I've discovered that when you post PowerPoints online, a student clicking on it typically has it download. And if you go back to it later and click on it, it downloads again. It's very annoying. I use PowerPoint a lot, but I'm also a fan of trying to find other ways to communicate information. So mine here is Prezi Next. And if you don't know about it, it's not the old Prezi. It's a lot toned down, but it's a really nice, I think, change of pace. So when I click on it, you get taken here, and you can click on Present. And then what I suggest is at the bottom, you have left and right arrows. And I suggest that the first time through, you use those to page through this as if it were a PowerPoint. Now, I'm going to use the right arrow on my keyboard because I prefer my keyboard over clicking, but it's up to you. So a click brings you to the first topic. A click brings you to the subtopic. A click takes you to the next one. And that's the way you work your way through it. Now, if you say, oh, what was that? You can do left arrow to go backwards, or you can click on the left arrow at the bottom of the page. All right, so you'll work your way through each PowerPoint or through each Prezi, reading all of the details. Some of these you're going to want to make notes on. And let's get through a few of them. Okay, so that's how that works. I can also, though, I'm going to use this left arrow to back out and back out and back out one more time. So now I'm back to the beginning of the presentation, and this is what I suggest you use when you want to come back and review materials or check something out at a later time. Now, instead of paging through or tabbing through, you can just click on whatever topic it was that you wanted to review once again. And again, use that back out arrow on the far left to get back to the beginning and go back to another section that you want to review again. And that's a really good way to hit this the second time through. And you can mix and match. So I clicked to there. Now I'm going to right click because my goal here is to review these different disciplines or disciplinarities one more time. And again, I can use the left to go back through them again, and the right arrow to go forward through them. So I just wanted you to understand about getting around in here. Left and right arrow, you can actually drag along the bottom and find a point on the line. You can see it shows a nice little screenshot at the bottom to help you. And you're like, oh yeah, that's where it is. I remember that picture. So those are the kinds of ways that you navigate through that. And when you're done, you just close the browser window and you're through. So you'll probably see more of those throughout the semester, and I think you'll be able to work your way through it. Now, anytime you hit something that you cannot figure out or that I've missed, I do miss things sometimes. For instance, if I tell you to do a supplemental reading and I miss the link, please tell me. Help me out here. I would like for you to be successful this semester, and the best way I can do it is by getting feedback from you as well as giving you feedback on how to succeed. I hope this was helpful, and I look forward to talking to you again soon.